President Moon Jae-in held back-to-back phone conversations with his French and Australian counterparts on Monday afternoon, sharing thoughts and seeking cooperation in dealing with North Korea's recent nuclear test. The Liberal leader also made time to seek advice from ex-UN Chief Ban Ki-moon ahead of his UN General Assembly address. Hwang Hojun has our top story.
President Moon's efforts to pressure North Korea with sanctions continue, this time through separate phone conversations with his French and Australian counterparts.
President Moon pointed out that North Korea's nuclear test was a grave defiance toward the peace and security of the international community, and that its size and nature makes the latest test an unprecedented severe provocation of another level.
During his phone call with French President Emmanuel Macron, President Moon expressed his gratitude for the French leader, issuing a statement condemning the North immediately after the incident. President Moon also thanked his French counterpart for requesting the UN Security Council to convene, along with Seoul, Washington, London, and Tokyo. Also noting that France is a permanent member of the UN Security Council, President Moon requested France's continuous and active support so that the resolution for additional sanctions against Pyongyang, which is currently under discussion, would be adopted and fulfilled. With Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull, President Moon said now is the time to take powerful and substantial measures that the regime can acutely feel. The South Korean president emphasized the two nations must closely cooperate to achieve the common goal of stabilization and prosperity of East Asia. According to the Blue House, President Moon said to both leaders that the international community must work in unity to bring North Korea to the table for dialogue through maximum pressure and sanctions. President Moon also met with former UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon earlier in the day, sharing his thoughts on North Korea and recent global events. The meeting took place ahead of the president's address to the UN General Assembly in New York next week. The former UN chief added that he will continue to support South Korea's national interests using his 10 years of experience as head of the global body. President Moon said he is aiming at achieving a meaningful outcome from the trip, especially when the Korean peninsula is going through such a critical time. Hwang Hojun, Arirang News.